Hello, my name's Julie Norton. I teach on the Applied Linguistics and TESOL MA programmes, campus and distance, and I supervise doctoral students also working in areas within applied linguistics. Two of my particular research interests are materials development and lesson study. I've been interested, I think, in creating language learning materials since I first started teaching, and I had the opportunity when I worked in private language schools in Paris to create materials for a self-access centre. And then later in my career, when I moved to Tokyo and worked in a steel company, I was involved in developing materials for intensive language learning courses. When I came to work at Leicester, I began teaching materials development on the MA course and was very involved in reading about the theory of designing materials, but was always very interested in how you became involved in the commercial side of language publishing, in materials development publishing. And I had the opportunity in 2012 to work on a course book series with Oxford University Press called Navigate, and that gave me lots of insights, and I think since then my research interests have developed, and I've become interested in researching expertise in developing language learning materials, looking at creativity and how different members of author and publishing teams can work together to create materials that are research informed, and how we can draw upon applied linguistic research to try and make materials more theoretical or theoretically informed, I would say research informed. And I think this is one of the new directions in materials development. My other interest is lesson study, which is a form of teacher professional development that originates from Japan. It's over 100 years old, so it's very well tried and tested. It involves a group of teachers, normally 3 or 4 teachers, working together to plan a lesson. And then one of the teachers will teach the lesson, and the other teachers in the group will observe it. The thing that most interests me about lesson study is that the observers are observing the learning and not the teaching. So there's no performative agenda. The teachers share joint ownership of the lesson, and they work together afterwards and have a meeting to discuss what worked well, what they could improve, how they could further enhance the learning by making changes to the lesson. This is a really positive way that teachers can collaborate, I think, to learn teaching together, and I think it takes them away from the pedagogic solitude of their own classrooms, because they're often on their own in their classrooms and they don't have colleagues they can discuss things with. So I think it's a really positive thing, and I think it's very different, in fact, from the performative agenda that we have in the UK when it comes to observing lessons, and perhaps something we can learn from the Japanese way.